Mouth check, mouth check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Mic check, mic check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Today, boys and girls, scholars, we are going to do a lesson based on our data from our test scores last week, our topic 8 assessment. Our focus for today is, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to attack various word problems using the solve strategy. Once again, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to attack various word problems using the solve method. While I'm explaining the solve method on the board, boys and girls, you should be tracking me at all times. You should be focused and looking at the smart board. Okay? Thumb up if you understand what I just said. Good. Thumbs down. Okay. Once again, I would like to introduce to you what is known as the solve method. Okay. The solve method, first of all, let me go back. The solve method, each letter spells the word solve, and each letter means something. S is study the problem. During the study the problem part, you are to highlight the question, highlight key words, verbs, put the problem in your own words. And here's an example of studying the problem. When you study the problem, you should read the problem 3 times. 3 times. Each time you read the problem, you put a check by it. So as soon as you have your 3 checks, that lets me know that you have read the problem 3 times. Also, during this problem, it is very, very key during the solve method that you highlight the question that is being asked. So in this particular case, the question that's being asked is, how many cards would each boy get? And if you notice, I'm on smartboard, so I'm not highlighting, I'm using this pencil. What you will be highlighting. What to do is make sure that you have underlined key verbiage. Okay. So, in this particular case, we want to underline John. He has 25 baseball cards. Very important information. Tom, he has 30 baseball cards. So that is 2 key pieces of information that you would need for this particular problem. And remember, you always go back to the question. How many cards would each boy get? Aha! I see in this particular problem that there's also Jim. He has 75 cards. And then I say to myself, the question says, how many cards would each boy get? And then I notice that we have 2 boys right here, Scott and Bob. So, you say to yourself, this is important information, but there's a question mark there because you do not know how many cards as of yet that each boy would get. But there are 2 boys and it says each boy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a ding, 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 ding should go in your head to know by the time we finish this problem, we should have used all 5 of those boys. The next problem says, underline key facts. So you're organizing your facts. O means organize the facts. You underline the key facts, eliminate any unnecessary information, list all necessary facts. So, once again, we would have had this underlined, and this one underlined. Those are all key facts in this problem. You would ask yourself, is there any more facts that I can use in this problem? So once again, you're still remembering the cards that each boy would get. Then the L means line up a plan. This is the very important key part of this operation because you need to think to yourself, okay, now what am I going to use? Okay? Think about how you are going to solve this problem. Okay? So you will go back and you refer back. Each. So the word each would be here. Because you want to know what each boy is going to get. So we're lining up our plan. Once again, we have each. What each boy is going to get. Now, boys and girls, normally this will all be on one page, but I'm going back and forth because of the fact that I'm using the smartboard. But normally you will be doing all this on the page where your problem is. So each boy, we're lining up a plan. Okay, I know that John has 25. I know that Tom has 30, and I know that Jim has 75. Okay, so I already know all those have something. So you would think to yourself, do I add, subtract, multiply, or divide? So I believe I'm going to add on this because I want to know how many cards are there so far. So it would be 25 plus 75 plus 30. And I wrote those out of order. That's my fault, excuse me. So that would be 130. You always double check your math. I know that 25 plus 75 is 100, and 100 plus 30 is 130. Now, it says just do it. When you see just do it, that means you verify what is going on. So I already know that there's 130 cards. But remember, we need to go back because this each word. This is a number that only 3 of them have. But there are 5 children altogether. So I know that I'm going to divide this by 5. Because we want to know what each student has. So I will divide 5 into 13. 5 divided into, and I like to put my imaginary 0 there to know that you're going to hold that place. So 5 are going to 13 2 times. 2 down 5 is 10. Minus, how many times will 5 go into 30? 5 will go into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. So, now I have carried out my plan. So, now I'm going to the next stop to make sure I did everything that was in the problem, and that we did. Now we're going to evaluate our answer. Is your answer for a reason? Check to see if you can do it another way. Can you represent your problem answer in another way? Yes, we can, because it says, how many cards would each boy get? So how many cards each boy will get 26 cards. When doing the solve method, scholars, you always write your answer in sentence form. Always. Because that lets you go back to check to see if you actually did what the problem says. Alright? Now, here's the actual problem. If you would have worked this problem out on a paper, this is exactly what your problem should look like. This should be underlined. This should be underlined. This should be underlined. And Scott and Bob. You should have written on your paper 5 boys. Because there's 5 boys. And the word each should be here. So that will let you know that there's 5 boys and each of them should be getting something. And to verify the problem, it was 25 plus 30 plus 75 is 130. Then it was 130 divided by 5 equals 26. So I've evaluated and I have explained. I did addition first, Then I did division to come up with my answer. And then the last thing you would do once again is say, each boy gets 26 cards.